is the nutty. X is nutty. No, X is granola.
Yes.
Y is nutty granola. Z is nuttiest granola. And then I have U, V, W, and P. These, I really don't care because they're not part of the word problem. So, granola. How many servings of granola do we want? You find the one, you go all the way over, it's 250. How many of nutty granola? 0. How many of nuttiest?
0.
So if you have 250 servings of granola, you should make a profit of $1,500. Believe it or not, some of these actually have X, Y, and Z answers. All right. Is there another page after this one?
Yes.
Maybe. Maybe.
I
All
got,
right,
I got questions.
go ahead.
Alright, so the nutty granola and the nuttiest granola, the only difference between the two of them is the nuttiest granola added more raisins and more almonds. It didn't add any more, no, more raisins and more granola. It didn't add any more almonds, so how is that the nuttiest granola? It's not adding any more almonds, it's the same amount of almonds. You're actually decreasing the ratio of almond to not almond ingredients. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, are you telling me the only nut in granola are almonds? And the answer is no. This is just showing 3 of the ingredients, and it states that. Not all the ingredients are shown here. It's a math problem. Math.
And the almonds, it says total available, is that supposed to be 1,000 or 10,000?
Hush.
It's got a comment in there like it's thousands, or it's like dividing out thousands, but it's just, it's either missing a 0 or something.
Right now, I'm sorry, I'm totally confused with what the question was. So we're gonna go on to the Arctic Juice Company and see what you can find out of that. I just need an X, Y, Z answer. One of these
What's
wheels.
the numbers on those?
It says, the Arctic Juice Company makes 3 juice blends. Pine orange, using 2 portions of pineapple juice and 2 portions of orange juice per gallon. Pine kiwi uses 3 portions of pineapple juice. Okay. Pine orange uses 2 portions of pineapple juice, 2 portions of orange juice. Pine kiwi uses 3 portions of pineapple, 1 portion of kiwi. Orange kiwi uses 3 portions of orange juice, 1 portion of kiwi juice. All right, each day the company has 800 portions of pineapple juice. Sorry, here's the total available. 800 for pineapple, 650 for orange, and 350 for kiwi. The profit for pine orange is $1 per gallon. Oop, no dollar signs in there, sorry. X plus 2y plus z, that's my objective function. How many gallons of each blend should it make to maximize profit? I'm gonna do this one by hand. You can do it on the calculator, but I'm gonna do it by hand. Now, the constraints. two X plus three Y is less than or equal to 800. Two X plus three Z is less than or equal to 650. Y plus Z is less than or equal to 350. And X is greater than or equal to 0, Y is greater than or equal to 0, and Z is greater than or equal to 0. That's part one. Part two is you're gonna take your constraints and you're gonna write them as equations. 2X plus 3Y plus U is equal to 800. 2X plus 3Z plus V is equal to 650. Y plus Z plus W is equal to 350. And negative X minus 2Y minus Z plus P is equal to 0. So there are my equations. From the equations, I'm gonna write a matrix. Okay? Now, after I write my matrix, I need to find my slack variable. I'm gonna work this one by hand. Now, you doing it on the calculator, you'll get it quicker, but it doesn't matter. So, after you write these, and you have to write these with the slack variables, you have to write the equations given with the slack variables. I'm gonna now take this and write a matrix. X, Z, U, B, W, P. So we're gonna have 2, 3, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 800. 2, 0, 3, 0, 1, 0, 0, 650. 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 350. And negative 1, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. Just remember that if there's a 0, you cannot divide by 0. You don't have to worry about that number. So, my pivot column, find the most negative, which is negative 2, so that's my column. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 800, 800 divided by 3, and 350 divided by 1. I'm gonna take 800 divided by 3, 350 divided by 1, so this is 350. Take 800 divided by 3, it's gotta be 2. Yeah, it's 267.7. This is my smallest element, so this is my pivot element. If you have any zeros, then can't divide by 0. So I have my pivot element. Now I'm gonna work this one by hand. I'm gonna turn this a 1, leave this one alone, make this and this 0. Okay. So, Gauss Jordan, how do I make a 1? You multiply. What is the reciprocal of 3? Right, 1 over 3. So I'm gonna basically multiply everything through by 1 over 3. So I'm gonna have 1/3 times row 1 gives me a new row 1. I have to do every element in that row. 2/3, 1, 0, 1/3, 0, 0, 0. And I'm just gonna make it 800. Two, 0, 3, 0, 1, 0, 0, 650. 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 350. And -2, -1, -2, -1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. All right. I'm only working with this column. Don't worry about anything else, just column 2. I've got my 1, I've got a 0 the next one, so I just leave that one alone. I've got a 1 here, but I don't want a 1. I want it to be 1, 0, 0, 0. Once it's 1, 0, 0, 0, done. Okay. We hope, because we're doing this by hand, that we only have to do it once. So I'm gonna do -1 times row 1 plus row 3, gives me a new row 3. 2/3, 1, 0, 1/3, 0, 0, 0, and 800. All right, I'll leave row 2 alone because I already have my 0. So I'm gonna do 2/3 times -1 plus 0 is a -2/3. -1 plus 1 is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. -1/3 plus 0 is -1/3. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. Now, -8/3 plus 350. And I didn't even say that right. -800/3. -800 divided by 3 plus 350. That should be, is, I know that's 250, 250. And -1, -2, -1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Last row, that has to change, this one has to change to a 0. What can I add to -2 to make 0, and you're gonna tell me? 2. So I'm gonna take 2 times row 1 plus row 4, it gives me a new row 4. So, 2 times row 1 plus row 4 gives me a new row 4. 2/3, 1, 0, 1/3, 0, 0, 0, 800/3. 2, 0, 3, 0, 1, 0, 0, 650. And 0, 1, 1/3, 0, 1, 0, 650. Now, 2 times 2/3 is 4/3. 4/3 minus 1/3. 2 times 2 is 4/3. 4/3 minus 1, which is 3/3, gives me a positive 1/3. This will give me a 0. 2 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 1 is a -1. And then 2 times 1/3 gives me 2/3. This gives me a 0. This gives me a 0. This gives me a 1. And this gives me 800 times 2 is 1,600 thirds. So I'm gonna leave 1,600 divided by 3. Now, last ones are. Not done. Do I still have a negative in the bottom row? I'm not done. I get to pivot again. Okay? Now that's the problem, because you don't know how many times you have to pivot, and we're pivoting by hand. But can you do it? Yeah, they're doable. But I have a -1, and the problem is that those numbers are crazy. So, I already know this is my pivot column, okay, because that's the only negative in that row. You forget this 800 thirds divided by 0, this isn't gonna happen. 650 divided by 3, 650 divided by 1.
Where did you get that second 650?
I don't know.
I thought it was 250.
It is 250 over 3. Thank you, because I would've made it. So, 650 divided by 3 is 650, I'm gonna do it over here, 650 over 3. And 250 thirds divided by 1 is 250 thirds. Which one's smaller?
Okay, hold on, I'm pretty sure that's actually supposed to be 350, but you accidentally wrote the 2 instead. It's like way back.
I know, but you have to tell me sooner. Just joking.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
joking. It is 350. Well, if I'm gonna mess it up, I'll mess it up. It's 350. Oh, I don't even know, wait a minute. Okay. It's -1 times row 3, okay.
On the first matrix?
I got 250 over you on my calculator.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I did it, wait a minute, hang on, people. Hang on. -800 over 3 plus 350. It's -800 thirds
650, 250.
plus
You got a whole good right.
350. If I do math, enter, it is 250 over 3. So it is 250 over 3. It did start out as 350 though. So anyway, which is smaller, 800 over 3 or 250 over 3? Which is smaller, 650 or 250? 250. Then 250 over, they have the same denominator. So this is gonna be my pivot element. Mhm. No, I did it right,
That's what I thought.
And the problem is, see how much see how much paper I have to use when I don't, but everything's doable. We're not done though. What I have to do is I have to make this a 1, which it is, this is a 0, which it is, I need to make this a 0 and this a 0. And hopefully there's no more zeros, okay? What kind of calculator do you have? Oh, the fancy one, right?
Yeah.
Cause it doesn't have a little hole.
Well, it's the same one he had, I don't know what you said was wrong with that.
Oh, the cord he had, one is for a computer. Yeah, I know. However, I will look, the other one's a micro thing. So I'm gonna look to see if I have one that has 2 micro. Doesn't mean it's gonna do it though. All right. So we can finish this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do -3 times row 3 plus row 2 gives me a new row 2. And if you do not like fractions, you don't like this process.
No.
Which one I'm changing this second. One, 0, 0, 0, 1, -1 third, 2 thirds, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. 800 thirds. 250 over 3. 1600 over
You're gonna have to
3.
pivot again, right?
I am doing the second row and I'm gonna turn it to the 3 has to turn into a 0. So I'm basically doing -3 times row 3 plus row 2. We do row 2.
How'd you get
So
How'd you get positive?
-3 times 1/3 is -1. -1 plus 2 is 1. -3 times 0 is 0.
This one.
Ah,
How'd you get a positive?
don't.
Oh, didn't you pivot?
Hit it wrong.
Oh.
At the wrong row. Worked out nice though.
Not the calculator, it's possible.
No, it's possible. Okay. -3 times -2/3 is a +2 plus 2 is 4. -3 times 0 plus 0 is 0. -3 times 1 is -3 plus 3 is 0. -3 times -1/3 is 1. That's a 0. -3. That's a 0. 250 thirds times a -3 is -250 plus 650, 400. The only thing that I have to do now is change that bottom row. No, this has to be 0, 0, 1, 0. I mean, it has to. It has to be a unit column when I'm done. So, I would take 1 times row 3 plus row 4, is be a new row 4, and hopefully no more negatives in the bottom row. Everything else, it doesn't matter.
That's what she just finished.
That's the one I want to change.
Should do. This one, yeah, I'm not even trying to do it.
0, 0, 0.
We just want to sure I'm trying to, why would you do it? In my opinion, at least.
This problem, like, it's so easy. When you say no, you mistype something, the whole
It's just as
result.
easy as this, doing it on my hand.
800
I
thirds,
know, I'm just saying,
400,
the whole in general.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Part of it.
1600. Oops.
Slide it up, please.
I gotta erase my mistake. All right,
You said as long as there's a negative in the bottom column though, you gotta keep going, right?
that's right. I hope there isn't. There better not be. I'm running out of paper. All
Better
right,
flip it over.
all right, so.
There it is.
Ain't no minute, they need working.
It's gonna be the first one you get.
So, it says, I forgot what I was doing. 1 times row 3 plus row 4 gives me a new row 4. So, oh man.
Yeah, you get
-2/3 plus 1/3 is equal to 1/3.
Yeah.
This is okay. This is 0. -1/3 times 1 is -1/3 plus 2/3 is 1/3. 0, 0. 1 times 1 is 1. Usually, and then this is 250 thirds plus 1600 is 1850. 1850 over 3. I don't even care if it goes equal. I'm not done. I have a new pivot column, but I'm gonna tell you, if this works out, we'll have an X, Y, and Z answer.
Okay.
And I picked the wrong one to do by hand. So, this is my pivot column. I'm gonna take 800 800 divided by 2/3 is 400. 400 divided by 4 is 100. 250 can't do it, it's negative.
It's a negative.
Yeah, so I'm gonna choose this one.
Yep.
Keep your fingers crossed that after we do this, we're done. So, first thing is, this has to become a 1. So I'm gonna divide or multiply everything through by 1/4. That's the same thing as dividing by 4. So, I've run out of another sheet of paper. I'm gonna get to the next one.
Yeah, you really picked the wrong one. So this one.
Oh, that's the wrong one, sorry.
This one, right?
The second row, I got.
So,
Right?
0, 1,
Should be the 4.
0, 1/3, negative 1/3.
Which one are you picking with, the 4?
I am going to give it the 4.
Okay.
so it would be
1, or 2, 1.
Yep.
1, 0, 0, 1. 100 250 1850. So I'm gonna first take 1/4 times row 2. Times row 2 gives me a new row 2. So this gives me a 1, 0, 0, 1/4, 1/4, negative 3/4, 0. 400 divided by 4 is 100. Now, all I have to do is convert all those fractions to zeros. Gotta do 3 of them. I'm sort of gonna do it the way I'm doing, and I'm gonna fix each row in one shot, in one matrix. Cause I'm getting tired of rewriting these matrices.
go about that, and you maybe,
Yeah, I'm glad,
So-
Yeah.
I'm glad the calculator works.
so you can try to write.
There it is, that way.
Alright, so the first one.
Hey,
I'm
just
gonna
check out my
take-
videos on YouTube and you'll be able to, see the calculator part once you get
I'm
it
trying to
programmed
look you
in.
up and I cannot find it.
I can,
so,
I can figure out how to type down calculator.
You can?
I can't
Yeah, I
find
can.
it.
Well,
You couldn't
not
find
this
me?
calculator, but like it.
Well,
Is it
it has
like
to be
a-
that
If I
calculator.
had the program, I could do it, but I
I'm
don't.
gonna,
Out there.
Yeah, I understand.
alright, negative 2/3. Negative 2/3 times row 2 plus row 1 is gonna give me a 0. Times row 2 plus row 1. So this is a 0. This is a 1. That's a 0. They're not gonna change. So, oh wow, a negative 2/3 times 1/4 is a negative 2/12. Negative 2/12 plus 1/3. Negative 2/3 times. Oh, no. We are going to finish this.
It's
before-
20 after.
I'm tired.
I see, I knew that. 1/6.
Hey, just look up my name.
Negative,
If you're looking for the videos, look up my name. It's Josh Mango. And then the videos will be on there.
Okay.
I put them under Finite and then the date, but.
alright. If we're doing it right, my 800 will become a whole number.
So, what is, what's the,
X is orange.
it's 100.
Gonna do this, but
Yeah,
I'll
I'm just
just
gonna
do,
go back to look.
this is my 0. Yeah, 2/3, this is 0. This is a 1. Negative 2/3 times 1/4. Negative 2, yeah, negative 1/6 plus minus 1/3. Minus 2/6. It's gonna be negative 1/6. I don't care what it is. Negative 2/3, negative 1/6.
Sorry.
Negative 2/3.
It's half, ain't it?
Yeah. This is 0.
It's a positive
Okay.
half.
150.
Because they're supposed to end up as nice numbers. So
Zero.
then, I'm gonna do negative 1/3, so it's positive 1/3, that's a 0, that's a 0, that's a 0.
Yes.
One
Aren't those all
twelve.
that matter though?
No. If
Oh,
I
no,
put a
you gotta
negative
get your
in here,
650.
then yeah.
Please do.
1/4, thanks. What's the next number?
112.
Next?
And then negative 1.
3/4.
No, there's no negative.
And 1.
It's a negative
And
1.
then 650.
Good. X, find it, X is 100. Y is 200.
Got one for the road.
Z is 150. Profit is 650.
You picked the wrong one, Vic.
Now, granted, I don't know what these answers represent.
I
think
forgot them.
Pineapple juice, orange juice, and something else, kiwi.
Fine, Kiwi.